Alright, hey guys, oh the light kicked on. So it's Mario here. Just going to shoot a quick video showing you some repairs, and I haven't done any repairs in a while, but showing some quick repairs after I've already done it, just to give you some insight. Okay, so we're back here with the Ford F-150 86. She's a beaut. So I got my light here on my head too to provide some more light. But basically, what the repairs I wanted to do was, as you can see, I'm actually, let me show you the bottom here. Running the coolant right now. It's nighttime. I'm just finishing doing the final flush, but I actually use a Prestone flush kit. It's a chemical flush, and one bottle, I think AutoZone was like $3 to $5, somewhere around there, will treat up to 12 quarts. So depending on your vehicle, like if the small vehicle will work. This is like almost 14. I think it's like 13.7 capacity, but depending on this vehicle, it can be anywhere between 12 and 15, depending on which truck you have, is what the Ford manual says. This one actually, like I said, it takes about 13.7, so almost 14 quarts. So what I did is put 2 bottles in there, since it's just over the 12, but I just want to make sure it got it right. So 2 bottles of the Prestone flush and clean, and then filled it with distilled water. I have one of the Walmart distilled waters here, 88 cents a pop. You know, I bought a few of them. And basically what you do is run it. You can do one that just runs until it's warm. There's the motor. One that just runs until it's warm, and then one you can do basically anywhere between 3 and 6 hours of run temperature. You can do it up to 3 to 6 hours. So I actually did it a week because I only drive it short trips right now. So I drove it actually with this chemical cleaner for a week. And so right now what you have to do is you have to flush at least once. And once you drain that, put at least one time of fresh distilled water by itself. Do that, run it warm, and then drain that, and then put your coolant distilled water mixture. So right now I'm draining the just the water mixture right now. I already ran it at temperature with just distilled water. Now I'm running it. Now I'm letting it drain out. Anyways, the reason I started looking at the coolant was I actually had a leak. Well, because of this engine, how it's set up, it's kind of interesting that it's a pain once to see the leak, and once you see that you have a small leak, well, you may have a bigger one, but I had a very small leak. It's a pain to actually know where it's coming from, because let's show you here. Is that silver unit tucked back in here? Because here's the water pump. There's the belt. There's the back of the water pump. Right here. Right, it's where it ends. So behind that, so even farther behind that, see tucked, the back of the water pump is right here. That's the back of the water pump. Tucked behind it, that's the thermostat housing, and the thermostat's inside. So there's the upper hose. There's that. That's the thermostat housing. So I knew that, see on top of the motor? That's the top of the engine, way back on the bottom there. That's the top of the engine. I had water sitting on little creases there. There was water sitting there. So now I was like, okay, is it the thermostat housing? Is it one of the hoses? Finally, you know, I took it off, saw that it was pretty messed up, and decided to change the housing. Put a new thermostat, and then see this little hose that's on the side. It goes from the water pump to the thermostat housing. It was just nasty and bad. So I got a hose that was almost like it, because I have no exact hose for it. Put it on there, put the clamps on, tightened it up. And so I got the paper gasket with it, and then put some RTV. Let it sit for a little bit and get tacky, tightened it down. And the bolts are on there are actually 1/2 inch or 13 mil bolts on the thermostat. So I got those tightened down. Got my new battery today put in. The one I had was 6 years old, and it was not the right size. It was actually a little smaller. And as soon as I was like, okay, put the new battery on, went to tighten this down, it literally cracked right there when I tried to tighten it down. So I had to get a new one, run the wire, got it grounded, and then connected the wire back up to the truck. So I got that done. Like I said, guys, doing this flush is pretty simple. I like doing the chemical flush. It really gets everything out. I had a Cobalt 2006 a few years ago that was overheating. We changed the thermostat and did the coolant flush. Now, given it could have been just a thermostat, but it wasn't acting like just a thermostat. Anyways, I did the flush, and the flush, you know, stuff that came out of the radiator was horrible looking. There's the engine. And so did that flush, did the thermostat, and never had an overheating issue after that again. So I really like doing this flush. It gets everything out. So if you have any questions about the truck, or any questions about how to do a chemical flush or anything for your radiator, leave some comments or questions below. Thanks, guys. Bye.